Well, I don't know that anybody really expected Absol to respond with a track of his own in regards to this Joey Badass versus West Coast, but really more specifically Daylyt and Ray Vaughn beef. But right when we thought things were over, here comes Absol with ... or at least that's what we're going with for now. The track itself just feels more like his general thoughts of the whole situation rather than him throwing direct shots at anybody except for Akademiks.
And I'ma slap Akademiks when I see him.
But let's take things from the beginning where the track starts off and gives us a little bit of history. Absol was in New York playing Long-Term Mentality for Johnny Shipes back in 2011. And this is also around the same time that the boys from Pro Era were kind of outside doing things. They were skaters at that point, really. They snuck in. And this is something that I feel like I've heard in interviews or just in passing. Definitely not the first time I've heard this. I feel like either Joey or Absol has mentioned this in the past. So checks out in my mind. I just couldn't find a direct source. But then he goes on to say how they were paying attention and got some game and applied it.
Sooner than later, I would find out they were being attentive, i.e. great minds think alike. Silence is a private. Probably why all these niggas talking.
Which is kind of a crazy line. It feels like a play on Silence is Golden. And the reason that there are people out here struggling with their raps and just success is because they didn't peep game. That was not a slight reason. I realize I put a lot of emphasis on that. He then fast forwards a little bit to talk about their relationship as time went on. He's all about like, yo, those kids that were on skateboards are just Pro Era. Oh, that's dope. And then he starts talking about how he was building with Steez and didn't get enough time to get to know him better, to where he is now, where he has the 47 tatted and kind of thinks of Joey and everyone else in Pro Era, I'm assuming, as like his little brothers. He takes this and then says,
meaning if you fucking with them, then you fucking with TDE.
He's got loyalty, and it almost sounds like he's got enough pull within TDE to side with Pro Era if it were to come to that, which may have also been what led to the whole TD East thing that Joey was trying to push, or at least, you know, copyright or whatever he was trying to do with that. This could also tie back to the high power line that Absol had earlier.
Yeah, I brought the high power to the East Coast.
He also continues on to address, you know, these acting bars that everyone has for Joey, where it's like, hey, yeah, he's been acting, but he also has been in the booth. He's been in the gym getting his reps in.
Told niggas he was back in the gym, not just reading no script.
Just showing further solidarity for Joey. Absol then continues to address the battle by mentioning Daylyt's bridge line on Word to My Mother.
Quill was insensitive mentioning that bridge. Shaw wasn't there when he was speaking at my intervention.
As well as the Diddy bars that Ray Vaughn had.
Von Wick might have referenced Puff a little too much, but Cub wanted all the motherfucking smoke, hence why he was so blunt.
And kind of gives an explanation for them. Like, Daylyt was at those intervention sessions with him. Ray is just really trying to push himself further and, like, you know, get some attention. So he gets it. But that's just because he knows them. He doesn't know anyone else involved and can't speak for them, and actually issues a warning to them.
I don't know you other niggas, I ain't never knocking no hustle. I'm just saying you might want to tap in for you end up in some trouble.
It almost sounds like, yo, like, yeah, you're doing all this shit. You're putting yourself out there, but they might actually have something for you, and you're just not, you're on different levels. Like, it's not worth your time. Well, anyone's time for this. You're just kind of wasting everyone's time here. There's a little bit of a beat switch, and it gets to a point where Solo is a little bit more braggadocious, which is always dope. And he also kind of goes into some general commentary around this battle, talking about how the West Coast is lost, but like the West Coast is doing so well now. Kendrick just did all this shit, which is also kind of interesting because he goes on to say there's a lot of people coming to defend Kendrick, but you know, he's kind of doing the same thing to some degree, not necessarily defending, but, you know, mentioning his name. But to those people that are coming to defend Kendrick and fight for him, I guess, he's saying, yo, if he really needed help or if he really wanted somebody to say something, he would call me in. Like, stop wasting your time. He don't know you like that, little bro. Like, come on now. Like, basically saying, I don't know none of y'all. what are y'all doing? This section, this verse, I guess it's one long verse, and it's pretty solid with...
Got me feeling like Ice Cube sitting in a glass half full. But I'm straight out of Carson. Bring in the arson. Little nigga, watch your attitude.
That's a whole Ice Cube, NWA, Straight Outta Compton flip, which goes into...
Hey, the new Boomba Yaga.
Boomba Yaga. All just made me think of Baba Yaga, which the actual Baba Yaga story isn't this, but ties into the Ray Wick line, which he had earlier with John Wick reference, where the Baba Yaga is more of like the boogeyman. So Absol is basically saying that he is the new boogeyman that everyone should be afraid of, essentially taking that title away from Kendrick, because that's what he was running with for a while. And honestly, Solo might be a little bit scarier, which kind of goes into the interlude in just a sec. But he ends this verse with a bit more of a threat by saying,
Might make Dre drop Detox and reunite Black Hippie. Don't tempt me.
Man, I don't want to upset Absol. I don't want to hear Detox. I don't think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be trash. But I think the real threat here was, hey, he might reunite Black Hippie. He might get everyone rapping again as a group, and that might be dope. I would be excited for that, but it might be scary for some people. I've been listening to that bar remix a bunch recently, and they got good chemistry. It's a shame they haven't done more recently. Then there's this interlude, like I briefly alluded to, where DJ Head says, "You do not want to mess with Soul. He's not gonna hit you with bops. He's gonna bring the raps, basically. Like, he's a completely different beast than Kendrick." Which kind of goes back into that boogeyman bit. Like, you should be afraid of Absol. Don't get him upset. This then goes into the end with another beat switch and a little bit of an intro and verse. This intro section has another Ray Vaughn mention and Ray band flip. All good. Nothing crazy there. And then the verse where he talks about wanting a Grammy, reminds you that Joey is his little brother and not to enter the void, which is a call to their song together, and additional warnings.
If you knew clear the room for I seek and destroy. Huh. Bang, bang, bang. I'm so corrupted I want to call out names. But that'll be a waste of my time.
Clear the room before he starts calling out names like Corrupt did on Calling Out Names. But ultimately, it's a waste of his time. He's not going to do all that. What is he going to do all that for? And he's going to slap Akademiks when he sees him.
And I'm going to slap Akademiks when I see him.
Overall, I think this is a good reminder to everyone that hasn't been paying attention to Absol these past few years. He's in top form and is rapping his ass off. Don't get him fucked up. His last two albums have been really good. His features have been really solid. Like, he's just rapping his ass off as if somebody told him, "Hey, bro, you can't rap." Like, yeah. Anyways, that's all I got for this song. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. I'm sure I missed a bunch of things here and there, but I just kind of wanted to give a general summary as well as some of the lines. But yeah, while you're down there, also like and subscribe to see more rambling and content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.